We care about either your favorite artist dropping something repeatedly, like Drake, which, I do think there's a funny ass line or a comment he made talking about people dropping every 4 albums, but hey, J. Cole does the same shit, but I digress. Or, if my rapper drops something every 4 years, and the point is, I'd rather listen to the album if it's good. I don't give a fuck how long you take. I don't give a fuck if you sold 5K or 10K or fucking 500K in a week. I'm gonna listen to that shit regardless because I like you in general. I don't give a fuck about the numbers that you do. Because ultimately, right?
Those are brownie points.
Because ultimately, those are brownie points. And ultimately, at the end of the day, those numbers are either going to rise or they're going to fall. But really, the biggest stat to me that's more important, and even then I don't care, is how people review the album. Those are gonna have the biggest impact at the end of the day. Is the album a 5 out of 5, 3.5? Is it worth, back in the day, the Source magazine, is it worth 4 mics, 3 mics, 2 mics, 5 mics, which was the rarest thing to begin with? Those are gonna matter 100 times more than a motherfucker selling an album 128K in a week. Obviously, we can't avoid that, but it's like at the end of the day, in today's society, those numbers don't matter when you have streaming platforms. I would understand and agree 100% if it was the 2000s. Kind of the 2010s, the 90s and 80s for damn sure, because those mattered the most at the moment, and even reviews on top of that. But right now, I think reviews matter way more than a motherfucker selling this amount in this week.
Let me tell you something. You can't say that. You can't even wait. You can't say that nowadays. That's all the kids care about. Numbers. That's all the kids care about.
I disagree.
That's what they say, though, and that's they.
No. It's not. Wait. You can't say that. I think there was a better argument, but I don't think that's the argument because most people nowadays are listening based on the numbers. Just because people don't have the same time to invest in an album. Just because people. That's why we're seeing right now. Hey, there's a shortage in viewership. Right? People don't have the time to engage. They don't want to take the time to engage with an artist that's not safe. So they look at those first week numbers. They look at, damn, Glorilla did 60K. Let me go invest my time. They do. You can say no because you do, but most people on average do. Now, what I will say, what I will say to Jay's point, and why I think you're wrong is because I do think that, for one, I think he does that maliciously. I think he does that shit malicious as hell. What he did to Mustard was dirty because he doesn't explain the context. Because Mustard just dropped the album out of nowhere, no marketing, no nothing. He just dropped it. Said, hey, and then he goes, and then what does he do? Damn, he flopped. Why didn't Kendrick shouted him out? That he started flipping the narrative, and he did that. He did that with it was Young Miami.
YG
He did that too.
He did that to YG as well.
He did that to Young Miami too. He uses it to flip a narrative instead of addressing the numbers. Hey, this is what's going on. So even with numbers, I would say just him posting the stats is not enough. But I will say, besides posting first week numbers, the guy doesn't break down lyrics. The guy doesn't break down the instrumentals. The guy can't tell you what sample, and he's a fucking DJ. He can't tell you what's in the instrumental, but somehow he's a DJ. Like, what is he bringing musically besides first week numbers?
Facts.
That's what I think. That's why I felt like you guys are missing that. I'm sorry, but what did you bring?
Here's another one.
It's all numbers.
I got one.
But that's the thing, though.
I wanted to chime in on UC. UC or UC. UC said back in the day when people used to do things, they did rely on review. And that's a fact because when we used to, when my dad used to tell me stories like this, like I was young when Common dropped that B album. I was like, what, like 8, 9? When he dropped that B album, that album is a 5-star album, and that album I think that album's either gold or platinum. It's probably platinum now, but the sales never mattered. It was the fact that it was dope, and Kanye touched that whole album, top to bottom, all 10 tracks. And that was like one of the best albums we've ever heard around that time in 2005, 2006. And when you look back at it, even in the 90s, niggas was dropping albums and they was like top, you know how the Billboard is top 200. Niggas albums was top 180 and they had platinum albums and they had good reviews. Like people was actually waiting on reviews. Jay-Z's album will be on shelf for 3 months until they reviewed it. And if they reviewed it and it had a good review, that's when they willing to drop it. That's how you make music. That's how you give out the opinions. Those are called real journalism. They sat there with the album for an amount of time, and then they gave you their opinion. And if they say all songs is heat, that's what you're gonna get. That happened to Nas. It happened to Jay. It happened to Big. It happened to Wu. It happened to Tribe. It happens to etc. amounts of artists that came out, and we respect them to this day. I don't care about sales. Sales only gives us brownie points because we enjoyed the fact that we was like, damn, this album is dope. And it sold like 2 million. That's dope. Like 2 million people liked your album. That was good enough. And then they go on tour. Like we respect those. It's about putting respect on hip hop. And Academics is not putting respect on hip hop. He's putting respect on money, views, and Drake. That's it.
Wait, I'm the truth, you ain't never lied. Top down, all crews like vanilla sky. All this hate against the kid, it should be televised. Afraid of heights, not me, I'm forever fly. Yup, I'm back, but I never left. You niggas left ain't coming back, son, that's kinda death. Matter of fact, I made it better, y'all was wasting breath. I hold it down while you're gone, won't even know you're left.